Welcome to the Brutal Game. As always, I am Blake here with Ferris.
Hola.
And Ron.
What's happening?
And on tonight's episode of the Brutal Game, unfortunately tonight, we will start off discussing the not fun side of soccer, which is the ugly scenes of yesterday's playoff Champions League match between Real Madrid and Benfica. Then we are going to roll over Premier League, or then with the Premier League, I should say, off this past weekend. We're going to discuss some FA Cup fourth round proper matches and headlines, check in on some other European leagues, and maybe throw in a few more footy headlines as our 2-minute drill mashes with our La Liga's roundup. I got to remember to put that thing on a quicker button. And as the halftime whistle blows,
Say it.
Love it.
Say it.
So what the Chelsea at home and the Wrexham damn near killed him. Ron shares with us all the news that's fit to drink in yet another edition of Ron's Beer News. And for the second half of the pod, we'll take a quick look around to the MLS season starting up this weekend as we look to some headlines, big moves from the offseason, and give you some of the lineups for this weekend's matches. It's already that time of year, y'all.
And is this the short MLS season?
No, God, we did this last time. I had to look it up.
Yeah.
Is this the regular? Then there's a short. Then it's.
I think so.
Yes.
I think what you're saying, yeah.
It's just like all the Tammy Gamma Jamma money. It's the same. I saw some
There's
trade.
34 rounds, which I think is what it normally
I saw some
is.
trade about Orlando and us trading and getting a guy and we got this allocation for 2027. I'm like, God, I hate all that stuff so much. Just make a pot of money. We'll call it that. That sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? Beer from Germany. How's that for a segue?
Let's
All right.
go.
I am going to Augustiner brewing since 1328. The Augustinian monks began brewing in the Augustinian monastery near Munich Cathedral. For 500 years, the friars brewed the Augustinian beer directly in the monastery and sold the monastery tavern. In 1803, the state took over the monastery in the course of secularization, and the brewery was privatized. Anton Wagner, a brewer from Freising, took over the business in 1829, and they have been rolling on ever since. The brewery building was severely damaged in the Second World War, and it was rebuilt according to the old model. So today, the facade of the elongated red brick building is a listed building, even though it's just the facade from the damage. But if you look up Augustiner beer, it'll be German. Just click Ja for being over 16, and then you can select English, and you can actually read through it. But their website's really cool because much like, it's just got a lot of history, and they take the time to go through and explain a lot of the history. And you can see some cool tents, pictures of their tents for Oktoberfest and stuff. In particular, I am doing their Edelstoff, which is it's a brilliant or it should say from their website, Augustiner Edelstoff gets its brilliant expression from the bright straw yellow. The freshness comes from the clean smell. The floral hints are followed by soft malt aromas on the nose due to the long lagering period. The mild and distinctive body of the noble is attractively tangy, and the beer has a balanced sweetness and is laced with hop bitter nuances. It is served in a special diamond mug, which I don't have, but ingredients: water, barley, malt, hops, because it's brewed according to what, Ron?
Reinheitsgebot.
There you go. That's it. So going a little German. It's hard to say. It's a lot easy to find German beers in Dutch country, Pennsylvania. Y'all, shocker for that. But it's good for me because I do like it.
Trivia question. Augustiner is not one of the official beers for Oktoberfest. True or false?
True.
I think it's not one of the official ones, even though it's there in Munich, right?
I say it's true. It's not.
Blake?
So I was gonna say false. It's not, but I guess you're right. True would be it's not in this case. Negative.
You're
It
both
is.
wrong. Augustiner is.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Piss off.
One of the 9 official.
9. That's
9.
9. Eins, zwei, drei, 9.
I'm excited to try this, dude. I've not tried this one. I had their, I think what I had in the pod was their Augustiner Maximator, which looked like the Pope sitting on a bottle
It's the Boxamator.
with this like super dark Bach thing. So I'm excited to try their Edelstoff.
Does the Maximator say, "Come with me if you want to drink"?
It's in the chopper.
Come with me if you want to drink with Munich. Yeah. Come on.
Put the cookie down. We need those on the pad next.
Yeah,
We need some
get to
good
the
Arnold
chopper.
episodes.
Yeah.
I finally introduced my daughter to Predator, by the way. And when he said that, I was like, she already said? She was like, Did he say get to like, what's a choppa?
Choppa.
I was like, welcome to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
It's not a tumor. All right. So we have, I think 2 or 3 pods ago, we talked about the fact that we have the Australian grab bag from
Oh,
Australian Friends of the Pod.
For those of you not listening, this is Australian roulette because they put some crap ones in. And last time you guys did this, did you get confirmation if that was one of the crap ones from them?
I've been taking notes, but I'm not asking them until we get through all of them.
But it definitely was not a favorite.
It was there.
It was okay.
You hope it's one of the bad ones because that means there's worse.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So this one, I have my thoughts. This is Tui Brothers' new refreshing Aussie lager. And the Internet of Things tells me that it is a popular, crisp, and easy drinking Australian lager with 4.6 ABV, known for its smooth, balanced malt flavor, sweetness, and a light hop bitterness, making it a staple in Australian pubs, especially in New South Wales. Introduced in 1930, it's a classic, refreshing beer, often served ice cold with a clear golden color and a clean finish. It's considered a go-to choice for many Australians, which kind of makes me worry.
Yep, could be mass appeal, baby, or mass marketed.
It says the side that I see. It says, "I feel like a Toonies," and it says legendary refreshment since 1869. So it might be their version of like
right
PBR or something. Who knows?
It's an Australian lager, 4.6. It's a clear, pale golden color with a foamy white head, a clean aroma with hints of malt. The mouthfeel should be crisp and refreshing with good carbonation.
Lovely.
No artificial additives or preservatives, and 99.9% sugar-free. A beloved staple in Australian beer culture, like I said, particularly in New South Wales, and it's a sessionable beer perfect for hot weather.
I'm a little scared about 99% sugar free. I mean, that's an odd thing to put on there for beer.
Yeah, right. That's what I was like. that 0.01% is going to kill us here.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be like, some sort of generic AB and Bev.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm looking at that can. That looks like a Keystone Light, baby. I hope that's
Sure
what it
does.
is.
Right? Look at that.
Oh, man. I feel like a Tui's. Oh, yeah. Crikey, mate. Well, I was just busy I was being Unicourse from Bluey. That's why I was late getting to the pod because I got this, did I mention the pod? I got this puppet that is a puppet in the show the dad Bluey puts on, and he's this like annoying unicorn. And I apparently do the voice very well. So my kid can't go to sleep. She's like, here you go. This is what you have to do every night now. Entertain me. like put on this show. But it's pretty funny hearing her 8-year-old voice come down the steps wearing the puppet and going, "Oh, yeah, boys, what you doing?" And trying to do her own act out. It's great. It's great.
That's awesome.
I hope you Tui's good, mate. I hope it's cracking.
Oh, cheers. All right, here we go. So I'm going to open and pour it for us here. Okay.
Hope it made the travel. It didn't get flat.
It smelled like a bad beer. I don't want to judge a book by its cover or by its smell at this point, but it smells like last refrigerator door in the convenience store.
You guys either pulled 2 in a row terrible ones, or they don't have good taste in beer, and this is what you're going to deal with. And these are not the worst ones.
Right, for all of them.
Right.
This smells like when you walk into a bar during the day and the floor still smells like beer.
That's a good way of putting it.
That's exactly what this smells like.
The thing is, I know exactly what you meant when you said that too. Like that's a great descriptor.
All right.
Shall we do this?
Yeah.
I mean, they're right. It's got a nice foamy head.
Yeah, it smells better from the glass than it did from the can.
Nah, not much.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm trying to be polite.
Bit of a caramel color.
Yep.
Cheers, gents.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
I'm going to tell you before I even see your faces, I think I won this battle. Oh my God, that's good.
So it's slightly better than I thought.
Yeah.
It has that upfront bitterness that, really AB InBev beer has.
Yep.
But then again, similar to the last Australian beer we had, the bitterness abruptly stops over your palate, and it
try that second
sweet.
sip there.
It's Mike, because you got to skull it, mate. That's what these are made for. These beers aren't made for sipping and tooling around. It's
that second sip is a little less desirable. What I really don't want
what you guys understand,
this sucker to get warm.
I know.
And then that's going to be
that beer was
terrible.
That beer was designed for you to stab it in the bottom and shotgun it. That's what that beer was designed for.
I'm not going to do that, but I mean, Ron is closest to the beer fridge down the way. I might just have him go grab whatever's in that beer fridge. At least I know whatever's in that beer fridge is going to taste a hell of a lot better than this.
And
we have to do another one halfway through the pod. We're doing another Aussie roulette, and that can looks like
piss water.
That like it comes in a case, and
I can't wait. I love this. This Aussie roulette makes me extremely happy. That's great. Well, guys, mine tastes like pure German lager bliss.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys can snag this is not as funky as like that grassy funk smell that you get on some of these, like in a good way. This is a little less than that. This is like super smooth. The problem with this is you can pound this.
The 2-minute aftertaste is quite bad.
A bouquet.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that at first sip you're like, okay. The second sip you're like, whoop, nope. I found out this beer real quick.
Well,
it's already starting to repeat here, boys.
Excellent. From bad beer to bad footy news. There's your other segue. Let's just jump into this. So to quickly recap, in case you haven't heard the news from last night's Champions League match, an absolutely brilliant world-leaving goal was scored by Real Madrid's Brazilian winger,
Vicinius Jr.
Vicinius Jr. Thank you. Vinicius Jr. God, I'm really bad at this. Shortly after halftime in the 50th minute, following a celebration, tempers between the two clubs flared up as play was getting ready to resume. Vinny raced over to the head ref, reported racism following an interaction with Argentina. Help me out here, Ferris. You wrote this.
Argentine Gianluca Prestani from Benfica.
I'll take it. Head ref Francois Letexier signaled the FIFA new protocol for reporting of racial abuse. Conversations were then had on the sidelines with coaches, staff officials, and of course Vinny. Following conversations, play resumed, and in total 10 or so minutes of stoppage following the goal took place, Real Madrid would go on to win the first leg in Portugal, courtesy of Vinny's goal by a 1-0 scoreline.
It just overshadows what was a phenomenal goal. I've seen a few Real Madrid games this year, and every time I watch, Vinny seems to just pull off something that your jaw is just left on the floor. For his skill that he has on that wing is just unfathomable. Like it's fantastic. And whether you like the player or you don't, whether you jeer at him, whether you boo him, there's absolutely no world, no way, no how racial abuse should be thrown his way.
Or
anybody's way when it comes to the color of their skin, their ethnicity, or whatever.
And so right now this is a bit of he said sort of thing, right? Because Vinny's reporting it. Right. The player on Benfica is saying it didn't happen, which of course that's what got Jose Mourinho in some hot water because.
Well, he's saying that Vicinius Jr. Misheard whatever he thought. Heard.
So to quote Prestani after the match on an Instagram post, and this is quoted, "I want to clarify that at no time did I direct racist insults to Vinny Jr., who regrettably misunderstood what he thought he heard." His statement went on to read, "I was never racist with anyone, and I regret the threats I received from Real Madrid players." I'm sorry? You regret the threats that you received from... that is confusing. So
I think that is probably going to be a language thing. I would take that as like, he regrets that that happened because of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think.
I could see that to an extent if there wasn't a host of other things with this. You know, he came out and said Vinny heard the wrong thing in terms of he called him brother, and in Spanish that's Hermona.
Hermano.
And
Hermano, sorry, yes, correct, sorry.
And that's
Hermano.
This has been used as an excuse before.
Correct. And the racist insults were mono, which is referring to a monkey.
Right.
So that's where the racist comments. And if you didn't see it, he scores his goal. Vinny goes off to the corner, does kind of a samba dance with the pole. And he's doing it in front of Benfica supporters because being played at the Benfica, and they've kind of been booing him all game and that sort of thing. So then a skirmish kind of occurs with just the Benfica players between Otamendi, who plays for Benfica, and Mbappe's in there, Trent's in there. You just kind of have a whole host. Pastrani's in there. During that, you see Pastrani kind of cover his mouth with his shirt a few times throughout, but they just seem like they're just jeering, right? There's probably just MFing each other and just doing those things that you just kind of do to try to get under player skin. The head ref goes on to book Vinny for his celebration, in terms of
which is harsh,
which is a bit harsh, but you've seen it booked before when like a player will go over to the opposing fans and do a little dance or pull up a shirt, right, and do those sort of things where it could possibly incite a crowd.
But I mean, he was dancing with the corner flag.
Yeah,
it didn't even look into
correct.
the crowd.
I think that's extremely harsh. But I think what Lexiter was trying to do as the head ref was kind of just calm things down and show the fans, hey, listen, scored a goal. You know, he celebrated. That probably didn't make you all happy. You're going to get booked for that celebration. Let's kind of have the play resume. Well, as the play is getting ready to resume, Vinny and Pastrani is kind of standing off to the right outside of the circle, and you see Pastrani take his shirt and pull it up over his mouth and nose again, say something, and then Vinny immediately reacts, runs over to the ref, and reports this. The ref then pretty immediately then signals this newish protocol that FIFA inducted about a year or so ago, where he puts an X. They makes an X with his wrist above his head, signaling to the crowd and signaling everybody the game's going to be stopped while this is being discussed and kind of warned. Now, usually with this protocol, an announcement of some sort would be played in the stadium or said in the stadium, and a warning to the crowd would occur. If it continues, the game could be stopped and then again and/or abandoned. However, with this, what they did was they went over to the sidelines, and this is where Jose's first kind of interaction with the situation and Vinny is just not good. It's just not good from the things on how he said, and he comes away looking very bad in all of this. But there's a conversation. Him and he are having a conversation. Officials, coaches are all having a conversation. You see Vinny kind of articulating recounting what happened with the shirt over the mouth and the face, and then saying the things that occurred. It's eventually on him if he wants to resume the match. He does eventually resume the match, and they play the remainder of the game. Then a lot afterwards is where Jose and Benfica don't look good at all. They basically back their guy and aren't backing down.
Yeah,
basically
they're doubling down on, comments Jose said in the, I think was to Sky Sports, was, why does this happen to Vinicius Jr. at every stadium he goes to play at.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Kind of putting this on Vinicius Jr. instead of the racist pigs, the alleged racist pigs that are abusing him. Right.
Right. And during the match, and he's quoted as Jose is quoted saying this, I told him, Vinicius Jr., that when you score a goal like that, you just celebrate and walk back. Now, this is coming, I'm going to stop right there. This is coming from Jose Mourinho, who is known for extravagant celebrations on the sideline, knee slides, taking off jackets, you name it,
right,
inciting crowds of his own by his celebration. So that's a little bit. So when Jose goes on to say, when he's arguing about racism, I told him the biggest person in the history of this club is black. This club, the last thing that it is racist. If in his mind there was something racist, this has been Benfica. That's like saying, I have a friend that's black.
I was going to say,
racist. Like
that is the classic.
That was black was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, and you're speaking for an entire club full of many people that have come before it, many fan bases there. And listen, probably 90%, 99% of the fans there aren't this way. Who knows? But you then don't actually know what your player said to him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look good. Petri doesn't look good because, one, why do you cover your mouth before you say something with your shirt? We all know that they cover their mouth when they're trying to talk and say things. But his shirt was down, pulled it up, said something. Vinny immediately goes over and basically reports it to the ref, and his shirt comes down. And he doesn't really, if you're being accused of something like that and you didn't do it, you didn't say it, wouldn't you be just as, incessant and just, oh my God. What? No, I never, you would be, he kind of doesn't do that. He kind of just stand there and kind of is like, oh, I didn't do that. Blah, 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 blah. So we don't know what was said, right? It is a he said.
But I think that's the problem though with like Jose and now Benfica's comment where they're backing him, saying it's a defamation campaign against him. And like to what your point, I'm on the BBC and they interviewed the chair of Kick It Out, an anti-discrimination charity, Sanjay Bandari, said that the club manager had failed because while it's a natural inclination to want to believe your player, but the reality is they didn't hear it. The only two people who are in the conversation and the two people who could have heard what was said. So I think a better reaction from the club with Benfica's fantastic stature would have been to say, we're going to cooperate with the investigation. Don't sit there and say, right, nope, that's a lie, because you don't know. I mean, you just don't know.
There needs to be an adult, right? The ref honestly did everything the way he's supposed to. Dealt with it very, very good. He's now reported all this to their like UEFA match report, and it's opening an investigation. But you Blake, you Ron, you at home listening, have you ever been involved in an HR type thing at work or whatnot? It's a lot of he said and she said type things, right? Unless there's proof, unless there's text messages, unless there's the written things, very hard to get what exactly was said unless it's omitted by the player. And right now the player hasn't done that.
Right.
And Benfica's doubling down on their player, Jose, in the press conference with some of those comments, backing the player coming out saying, I didn't, I never said this. So right now it's all alleged that he did all
which
this.
Is fine, but that's why you say
they posted a video with saying, as images demonstrate, given the distance, the Real Madrid players could not have heard what they are saying they heard.
And at the end of the day, that's why you don't make those statements. You just say, we're going to let the investigation happen.
Yeah. But you're going as far as posting a video saying there's no way the other players heard, because you had Trent Alexander-Arnold come out and you had Kylian Mbappe coming out saying this is, despicable and terrible. And yes, all of that is 110% true. And you had them come out and say some strong comments that that the player that is accused of this should not, this is not Champions League behavior. This is not behavior from a footballer, from a person, from a human to human aspect. He should not play in this. Whether or not any of it will he get suspended? Will he get fined? Will he whatever? That's yet to be determined, but it's going to be very hard to prove anything at this point unless the player himself, Gianluca Prestani, comes out and kind of.
But if you were calling the other player brother, why do you need to cover
your mouth right.
when you say it?
Exactly.
Right. Like,
also, that excuse for that particular word has been used before by other. I forget where it came, but like this has popped up before. Well, no, I said this, and it's like you finally
the other thing that I think is slightly weird in this is that, and this is hopefully someone's going to look at the process, right? Someone is allegedly racially abused on the field by another player. You pause the game, right? You do the X procedure. But then you take them over to the sideline where both managers and assistant managers and all these people gather around the alleged victim of the abuse. And like there's a picture of Jose Mourinho basically like hugging Vinicius Jr. and yelling into his ear. Why does the opposing coach or manager have access to the player that was allegedly racially abused? That player should not be thrown into the mix in the middle of both sides to have to defend what he thought he heard.
Right.
In the moment.
Oh,
right?
How is he able? But that's Jose being. I mean, I'm sorry. Jose's Jose. That's Jose being him. He inserted himself into the situation in a place.
Yeah, but he was given the ability to do that.
No, for sure.
You also got to look at all the pictures of more than just Jose surrounding Vinicius Jr. on the sideline. Both, his players and team and managers and coaches and Benfica's, right? Like, leave the player. The player should go somewhere that is a little more protected and sheltered so that all of this can be decided without him having to actively defend himself.
Right.
No one was what was the name of the alleged offending player? Prestani.
Yes.
He didn't have to defend himself in a throng of people, but Vinicius Jr. did.
Right. This needs to be handled like it's a legal, police matter. The police going to call, hey, somebody's abusing me. They go over there. Oh, why don't you all come together? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, no,
they don't do that. They separate everybody. You go to your corner. You go to your corner. You go with that officer. You go with that officer. You do that. What should happen is the way this protocol is written is more for fans, right? And keep in mind, fans go to jail for like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's proven,
stadium
bans or those things, is Pastrani going to go to jail for this? If this is what it is, because fans have gone to jail for this,
right?
But they should for something like this. I think FIFA. This is a UEFA competition, but still within the FIFA universe, if you will. So a lot of these coaching protocols and ref protocols are all the same. I think you have to look at it and go, to your point, Ron, okay, we need to send the opposing team to their locker room first. They go, then you send the team where the abused person to their locker room afterwards. You don't do it at the same time because you're sharing the same tunnel.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. The players that are involved stay out, maybe with their head coaches, maybe with their captains. You have enough officials between linesmen and the fourth official, separate people, start getting stories, start trying to understand what happens. Then you come together, whether it's with the captains, with the managers, kind of download everybody, and it's discussed on how should we go next? Should we continue playing this game? Are the players comfortable playing this game?
Right.
What's the next steps to do this? But it has to be done in a more protective way for all involved.
Yeah, he was having to tell people what, like, he kept, Vinicius Jr. kept putting his shirt over his mouth to tell people what he heard. And he had to do it like a million times while more people came up to, maybe naysay or disbelieve or, I don't know. I think it's it's not overly fair process in that specific portion of it. Maybe what happens after in the investigations is fair. Maybe what happened before that was fair. But right in that moment, like you see the video replay and Prestani is just standing on the field doing absolutely nothing, right? While Vinny is having to tell everybody what he said. And go back and look at the replay. You'll see it's sad.
The soft yellow also just adds insult to injury for that celebration yellow.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful goal. And you have every right to celebrate that. Like any goal, they're so rare to come by. But in the Champions League, in a playoff match, that is just go watch it. It is absolutely brilliant of a goal.
They got to play again.
And they're going to play again in the second leg. And mind you, this was match day 8, the final game where the goalie scored to get Benfica through. So had a little bit of history there. But just absolutely just terrible. We'll end this with what Vicinius posted on Instagram, and I just had it. He posted on Instagram about the incident. Racists are above all cowards. They need to put their shirts over their mouths to show how weak they are. I got a yellow for celebrating a goal. I still don't understand why. On the other hand, it was a poorly executed protocol that served no purpose.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Nope. 100% there. Just that.
Maybe I'll still hold off on asking Jose to co-coach for the U.S. after Pochettino.
Everybody's got to do better.
Yeah, he many notches down. Benfica do better.
And, Jose and Benfica had a chance afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you can argue heat of the moment. He was trying to think of anything to say and it didn't work, yada, yada. But then he came out like, nah, this is a smear campaign against our guy. You're like, oh, well, you guys, like, all you got to do is say, is an investigation. I can't talk about it. We'll leave it at, so stupid. So stupid. All right. Let's move us on over to our 2-minute drill of the La Liga's roundup. We're going to get right to the footy talk as we mash up everything, or as we mash our 2-minute with our La Liga's. I'm not going to say roundup. I spent enough words between not to throw the whip crack again. So Ferris, do you want to kick us off to get us out to halftime?
And I might as well kick us off with the good old-fashioned VAR or no VAR chat, shall we?
We're all fired up about it.
Let's change the subject, shall we? In case you missed it, Newcastle advanced to the last 16 of the FA Cup after they beat Aston Villa 3-1 at Villa Park. But not amongst a hat trick of controversy as an offside goal counted, a possible red card tackle, and a strong handball shout all were not called in real time. And there is no VAR until the 5th round of the FA Cup. So on Valentine's, gents, do I love VAR? Do I not love VAR? Do I love VAR? Do I not love VAR?
Well, look, there's no guarantee that VAR would have gotten it right.
Sure.
The problem is that it's 3. Right, that's the thing. Any one of these, and we go, well, that's the gamble if you don't have VAR. But it's the 3. That's what makes it hard.
And that handball,
blatant.
Yeah. The offside, pretty blatant. But here's the thing: if you're going to have VAR in the tournament,
just use it for the whole thing.
I don't get that either. If you're going to do it, just do it.
So.
Or at least until you get to the 3rd round.
I remember why they don't in all of them. When we did a VAR special a million times ago, it was the reason the FA isn't doing it is because the smaller stadiums in the National League and all that don't have the infrastructure to support it.
Sure.
So they don't use the VAR. And some of them didn't use goal line technology until very recently because of a lack of infrastructure. So
then don't do it for the entire
Don't do it for the whole tournament. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You could add that as part of the magic of the FA Cup. it's still
right.
the VAR-less one.
And I mean, well, listen, would Newcastle have maybe won this? They had better XG, better total shots, better beat chances, yada yada, all those things. And they scored 3, and Villa only scored the one that would have been offsides. But I don't. It's we love VAR. We're calling for it. It would have helped here, but next week we could have a VAR thing where it didn't help a team. Yeah. And it got the call wrong because they went back through it 7,000 times in extra slowed mode.
I'd love to go back.
Wasn't anywhere as close as any of these 3 yet. They call, so it.
Well, Ron threw out the shout of our pod VAR special, and I'd love to go back and get the current stat. But at the time we did it, Ron had pulled a stat that basically were, for equivalent in Spain, who also had a VAR. It was used only for absolutely what the heck happened situations, and it had a much higher percentage of being correct than in England, where it was being used left and right, and then just not. I'm so confused because can't even VAR force itself now? I don't remember.
Who the hell knows?
And then is it different than FA Cup? It's so convoluted.
Well, wouldn't you know it, but Chelsea FC just drew the Hollywood darling, the Hollywood owning TV documentary making Wrexham AFC in the 5th round of the FA Cup. And Chelsea go away to the racecourse in Wales, which is the 2nd oldest ground.
Something like that, or the 1st oldest, or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, it's like, it's easy in the top 3.
Got to go back to season 1 to the documentary to know when that was.
So, how fun is that, gentlemen?
It's awesome. I'm super annoyed by all the comments under these things. Did you see the one of Ryan Reynolds with Hugh Jackman?
That's where that's
where
I'm referencing all this.
Yeah. I just love that, like his face, like oh Chelsea, like it's so great. But I'm so frustrated. Like, well, it must be nice to buy your way into the Premier League. And say, guys, I'm not saying they didn't come in with more money than had been in there, but what they pulled off, and they don't have
so far, yeah.
And they also don't have Premier League money. They don't have Saudi owns teams in the Championship. They don't have that kind of money. Like, I'm not saying they haven't thrown down, but they're still
3 successful promotions. And this is the furthest they've gotten in the FA Cup since like 1970s or something. It is just, it's awesome. And that Chelsea's going away to them.
Yeah.
Even cooler.
That's going to be a great game.
Even cooler.
I could give you, since that was the 5th round, since that was part of the 5th round draw, I'll give you the rest of them.
Cool.
West Ham, Brentford. This is all March 7th, by the way. West Ham, Brentford, Newcastle, Man City. That's going to be a toss-up, I think.
They play this weekend.
They do play this weekend.
The league, yeah.
Mansfield Town v. Arsenal. I mean, could Arsenal have gotten a better draw at this?
Yes, right. And it's at Mansfield. How cool is that for them?
Yeah. Leeds and Norwich. Not that big a deal there. Wolves, Liverpool, and Fulham South.
No, I think Leeds, Norwich, that's a good pull for the both of them. Do you know what I mean? That's like a very, each team I think looks at that as like, hey, this is our shot to make it further because, I would give Leeds the higher up on that, but still.
Yeah, I probably would as well. Norwich aren't quite the as good as they have been in years past. You also have either Port Vale or Bristol City who have to play their 4th round because I think it was canceled due to weather, and the winner of that will host Sunderland. So another lower league team hosting Premier League team.
What I mean by the Leeds Norwich thing is that they're not super far apart like a Mansfield Town and an Arsenal.
No, sure. Right. But what it makes it is that it gives them the chance to be that way in the next round. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll definitely be a scrappy game.
I mean,
because they're both trying to claw up.
What a great pull for Norwich, to be honest. I mean, it really gives them.
Where do you think Norwich is in the old championship?
Are they like middle of the pack? Where are they sitting at these days?
I think they're like 18.
They are 17th.
Oh.
They're in that classic Spursy spot.
So then, do you guys know where Leeds is at offhand?
Leeds? What? They are...
15? Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going to be a fun fifth round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Popping on over to Scotland. Hearts' lead at the top is now only a 2-point margin as they lost 4-2 to the Rangers at Ibrox. Meanwhile, Celtic stay on 1 point back of Rangers in third, courtesy of a second-half comeback and 90th minute winner to beat Kilmarnock. 3-2. What a race for the Scottish Premiership we got going. And in just 2 weeks' time, on March 1st, it's the old derby. Freedom!
Well done.
I like that you gave me stage directions in that, in Scottish accent.
I didn't get a chance to actually watch it this weekend, but man, this is going to be an awesome 2 weeks. Hearts are dead even on goal difference with Rangers now. 2 points back. Celtic 3 points back from the top. Old Firm derby in 2 weeks. This is wild, absolutely wild. And they're on round 28, and there are only 33. So there's only 5 games left.
Every point counts.
Oh, you ain't lying.
That'll be a good run. Did you say? Did you say this is on Paramount Plus? No, who's got
Paramount Plus? You can watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
And the goal differences are going to make huge.
Difference. Yeah, because it's 26, 26, 22, 22. Because you have Motherwell in fourth, but they're on 47 points, so a little bit behind. I don't think they're going to do much, but that top 3 is going to be interesting. Can Hearts hold on to it? Come on, they had 2 losses in their last 5, so come on, Hearts.
Come on, you Hearts. Let's do it.
If the Hearts win it, we're getting Hearts jerseys.
I'm looking them up right now because I am on board with that.
Oh, that is a good shout. Oh, now that
Let's see here. Oh, that's a beaut. Hearts Direct Store. Look at these guys.
Oh, those kits do look good.
The Hummel white and maroon. Oh yes, if they win, getting that white strip. Look at that.
I like that the red one with the dotted shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, look at man.
80. All right, so you get the authentic for. Hold on. Yeah, you get $83 for adult. Okay. Oh, the long sleeve. Oh,
that's nice.
Ring true to me, please. $90, well worth it.
Did you Ferris, forgive me for not scrolling down before I blow the horn here to move on, but did we not get I don't think we had well, I guess because the results already happened, but the club that Arsenal was playing in the FA Cup with their brilliant Mansfield with their brilliant pie. No, Mansfield's who they're going to play.
Yes,
but who they played in the last round
years ago. Yes,
in the Champions League, the last week or two ago. When was that game? It was just around it was last week, right? That
wasn't the Palace. They didn't play, that wasn't Palace team.
No,
that was oh hell.
I'm lost.
Macclesfield.
Yes.
Macclesfield.
And they had the pie as their
yes.
Ron, you gotta look that up. Look up the Macclesfield mascot since we did our mascot pod. It is a giant pie.
We gotta do a mascot and pies pod.
Yeah, him. These days. And I meant to bring it up in the I forget, but him and Gunnersaurus doing free kicks or penalty kicks at each other was hysterical. This dude in a pie suit. It's pretty brilliant.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
All right, now let's pop down to Spain as we had a old switcheroo at the top with Real Madrid. Now the league leaders over their rivals Barcelona by 2 points following this weekend's matches, which saw Real Madrid beat Real Sociedad 4-2 on Saturday, and then saw Girona, my Girona, beat Barcelona 2-1 on Monday night. So with 13 match weeks to go, who you got?
Send it Real Madrid.
I think I want
It's
neither.
my real team.
Yeah, neither.
You're calling for a Villarreal win?
Yeah, I would take
down like 12 points or so.
Blake with the wild card.
They win it out. I don't know, man. I guess Barcelona.
I want, because you know what? Vinny should just
Sure.
Well, there you go.
That
would be kind of awesome. Okay, for Vinny, I'll go Real Madrid right now. There we go.
Because the team I really follow is never going to be up in the top 10. So
who's that?
Valencia.
Yeah, they they're down there in 15th. They're on.
Yeah,
on a minus 12 goal difference.
Perpetually in the bottom.
I think it's going to be Madrid. I think they're just going to see it out. Barca a little spotty. They've dropped. They've lost 2 of their last 5 here. A lot to play for still, obviously, but yeah.
Heading back to the old England, the Manchester City women smashed. I mean, I don't know that smashed is the right word. Leicester City 6-0, while Manchester United, their 7th in a row in all comps, beating London City Lionesses 2-1 on Sunday. And then the good old Chelsea women win their 2nd in a row, 2-0 over Liverpool, following the parting of their former architect and head of women's football, Paul Green, last week. Well, gents, what do we think of the matches in the current table of the WSL?
It's fun. Yes, Man United are doing well, so I think it's fun. But you have a kind of a mix. You're going to always have those kind of top 4 teams between Man City, Man United, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Currently, Arsenal 4 points behind Chelsea, but Chelsea a little bit of a wobble this year. Very interesting that they parted ways with a very highly regarded guy at the club that Emma Hayes has just spoke just tons of praise for over the past. So kind of weird because
bring him to the US.
Yeah, right. That'd be great. But like Sonia Bon Pastor, who's the head coach, came out a few weeks ago and just said something like, if I'm not the right one, or if you don't welcome me here, then I'll walk. And then a short 2 weeks or so later, Paul Green departs. Kind of interesting, the dynamic there on what's going on.
Yeah. And you got to wonder if he's the scapegoat in all this for the only thing that I think the new ownership has done right, by and large. Well, they've done 2 things. One, they've left the women's team basically alone. And then they hired Sonia Bon Pastor as the replacement for Emma Hayes, right? Those are the 2 things they got right. If they're starting to meddle in things now, and if Paul Green was not, the cause of strife and frustration and all that, but became the scapegoat, this could be the start of the meddling of the women's team. And therefore, I expect us to not be in the top 1 or 2 as we have been for many a season in a row. And we're going to probably slip to 5, 6, 7 because we don't actually know what we're doing.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that's a lot. I mean, just the amount of pure talent there and the fun spent on the team, just a lot. I think the league itself is growing. It's a fun watch.
I let that get way too warm.
Yeah, I know. I just had a heck of a burp.
Oh man, yeah, I felt that from here.
It's like every table. You have your very good teams at the top and your very bad teams at the bottom, right? Man United haven't lost in all comps since December 10th. They're doing 10 times better than the men have ever done. But no, if you get a chance, this is on ESPN Plus a lot. Sometimes on CBS. I don't know if CBS still has it, but definitely on ESPN Plus and early, yeah. A lot of 7 a.m. games, so you can get that in before your if your team's not playing at 7:30 in the Premier League, you can check out the WSL.
Enter keep their 7-point lead at top of the Serie A as they beat Juventus 3-2 in a thrill of a match, which saw Juve reduced to 10 men in the 42nd minute and a 90th minute winner by Inter. Meanwhile, Milan won their match against Pisa, and third place Napoli and fourth place Roma drew 2-2. Probably the match of the weekend that Inter and Juve one was. But is anybody going to catch Inter for the Scudetto? I don't know, man.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's a 6 point
back.
7 points back. Yeah.
I doubt it.
Everyone else,
but I don't think
everyone else looks wobblier.
Yeah, and I think you look at what Inter's result today was in the Champions League, which we'll get to here momentarily. But I think all of their eggs are in this series.
Also, let's talk about 7 points ahead and a 39 goal differential. The goal differential below them is 22. God,
yeah,
it's just they're just
steamrolling,
destroying it. Yeah. No, I think they'll grab that Scudetto and be gone. They'll run away with it.
Sad.
What was that?
I said sad Napoli won't do a back-to-back.
Doesn't look like it. All right. Up to Germany we go as both league leaders, Bayern and second place Borussia Dortmund, both won their matches while keeping clean sheets. Dortmund won their 6th in the league on Friday, the 13th, Friday the 13th, beating Mainz 4-0 while Bayern beat Werder Bremen 3-0. Can Dortmund kind of pull off the 6-point gap here? I'm not so sure, but right now they are on a heck of a streak, and Bayern drop a few more. Who knows?
It's certainly possible. It's interesting that Bayern is, kind of making some really poor decisions during their matches, and it's weird that they're a little wobbly. Don't they? Do the two of them play in 3 or 4 weeks? Bayern and Dortmund?
Yeah. February 28th. So
not 3 or 4 weeks, 2
10
weeks.
days, yeah. Dortmund have RB Leipzig this week, Atalanta again in the Champions League, and then Bayern Munich on Saturday, February 28th.
But bring it on. I'd love to see Dortmund win it.
Heck yeah.
Just because I want to see the videos of the wall.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And have a swim back across the Atlantic to the United States, as yesterday Emma Hayes released her She Believes Cup roster for the U.S. women's national team ahead of the upcoming matches at the start of March. I'll give you a fast rundown on all that real quick. Goalkeepers Claudia Dickey, Mandy McGlynn from Utah, Tulis Joyce from Manchester United. That's going to be fun. Defenders, Jordan Bugg from Seattle Reign, Emily Fox from Arsenal, Naomi Girma from Chelsea, and Lily, how do you say her last name? Real, that's what I thought. From Gotham, Tara Rudd from The Spirit, Emily Sonnet from Gotham, Giselle Thompson from Angel City FC, and Kennedy Wesley from San Diego Wave, Kate Weisner from the Washington Spirit. All in all, a pretty good defensive core.
Pretty solid back line there. Yeah, you'll see. You might see you'll see Tillis Joyce in goal. My guess is she's going to be the number one starter going forward. She's just absolutely brilliant. You definitely have Gurma, Sonnet, probably a pair back there, and then anywhere from Lily Real and Fox on either end. You could see a Gurma and Bug combo, but probably, the first match, you'll probably see a Gurma and Sonnet back two with Bug and Fox on either side. Maybe an Emily Sonnet on one of those sides, but that'll probably be your back four.
Your midfielders, Sam Coffey from Man City.
Boo.
Come on, Sam Coffey's still good. Doesn't matter.
Whatever. Who gives a crap? Then Blue Man's.
Lindsay Heaps from OL Lyonnais.
Until the summer, where she's back playing for Denver.
Yep. Claire Hutton from Bay FC. Riley Jackson from North Carolina. Rose Lavelle. Gotta love it. From Gotham. Olivia Moultrie from Portland Thorns. Jaden Shaw. Heck yeah. From Gotham FC. And Lily Johannes from Olympic Lyonnais.
stout there. You'll see him rotate through. A coffee heap. Hutton could play at one time, Lavelle in that number 10 spot. Olivia Maldry can kind of play that number 10 spot or anywhere out in the wing. So you'll see him rotate through probably all of them because you got some really good talent there and some strong attacking force, especially when we're talking midfielders.
Forwards, the attacking core there, Maddie Darlene. Is that how you say it? Darlene?
I think so.
From Seattle Reign. How do you say Jamesie? Jamesie Joseph from Chicago Stars, Trinity Rodman from the Washington Spirit, Emma Sears from Racing Louisville, Ali Centaur from Kansas City, Alyssa Thompson from Chelsea.
I think it's Ali Centaur's birthday today, so happy birthday to her. Again, good attacking front. One of the things you're missing here is the triple espresso.
Yeah.
I think Emma Hayes was asked about it, and they're just not quite ready yet. You have Trinity in there, but still no. Forgive me, I don't know her new last name, but Sophia Smith and is it Smith? I think is her. Yeah, and then oh my God, who am I forgetting? I can see her face, Mallory Swanson. So they're not quite back after after they've had their children. How do you say that? After they've had humans come out of them and they're recovering. I don't know what I'm saying.
You're making it worse. You're making it worse.
Yeah, laughs the two dads here. Yeah. Yeah. So you can find all these games will be on TNT, True TV, HBO Max, kind of the home of that. First game is March 1st in Nashville at Geodis Park, where they will take on Argentina. Then they'll move to Columbus, Ohio, where they'll take on Canada. That should be a fun one. And hopefully the Canadians don't cheat going into that one. We'll see. And
Olympic jokes, I like it.
Yep.
Well
played.
And
Canadian women's soccer jokes too.
They canned all those people, so.
Well, yeah. I wonder if they're going to can the whole curling team. Anyways, the final
one guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you seen the memes where like everything's like the what's the famous poster of like or not famous poster?
Da Vinci,
Da
one
Vinci
with
and God.
Yeah.
And there's people just like poking a hot like coffee pot and all of these memes now where there's just this finger that's poking everything.
Closing, my wife sent you and I an Instagram reel of somebody closing a refrigerator and then extending the finger.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Then the final two games will take place in Harrison, New Jersey at Sports Illustrated Stadium. March 7th, U.S. will face Colombia. We know how those always get feisty. So all the games will be on the HBO kind of networks of TNT and those sort of things with a lot of the Spanish versions of those Verso and Peacock.
I can't stop looking at these memes now. I did not know about
Oh, they're great, aren't they? They're brilliant. They're great.
Oh my God. The ET one's my favorite.
Yes.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see when they do the memes for the women's team who also got in trouble for double touching the granite.
Yeah, the old granite.
I can't, dude. These are so good. Hey, you know what? Even when they cheat, they still somehow give us love. Those little Canadians.
No, they do not. The one Canadian that cheated told the other guy to off.
It's fair enough.
He basically accused him of it. And the guy was like, F off, buddy.
And so the player in question has such a reputation for this in Canada that they all know he does it, and they gave him a nickname, which is hilarious. So can you imagine his teammates knowing that this is the case, sitting on the sheet, having to argue or, defend this player that they all know does it in club curling, does it all the time.
Yeah, in curling, I was seeing online is a very
what's his
self-police
nickname?
Type sport.
Yeah,
where it's like golf. At the end of it, you basically agree that the game was played well, and you sign a card basically saying, like your end of golf scorecard there. And unless the ref, yes, there's rest, but unless they like catch it in the act,
right?
There's no VAR, there's no instant replay, there's no sight hawk or whatever those things are. Whole thing. We can have a whole other pod about that.
Do we get the nickname?
I don't know the nickname.
Oh,
I don't know. I hadn't heard that one.
They just a bunch of
pokey,
a bunch of. I follow a lot of curling in Canada because I'm all about the Tournament of Hearts, and some of the people that I follow on Instagram were talking about it, but I didn't.
I will say another good meme is that Leonardo DiCaprio meme of him pointing at the TV. And they got the little curling granite like right in front of his finger. Yeah. These are brilliant. Oh my God. These are so brilliant. Okay.
I digress.
Sorry,
where the heck are we?
That became like bonus. That became bonus because of the Olympics. Finally, we're going to reach the Champions League. Update of the 2-leg playoff to get into the round of 16 with leg 1 matches concluding today. So quick list of the results. And then who's up next? So the quick results: Galatasaray 5-2 over Juventus, Real Madrid 1-0 over Benfica. We spoke about that. 3-2 PSG over Monaco, Borussia Dortmund 2-0 over Atalanta, Karabag FK one measly goal to Newcastle 6, Bodo Glimt 3-1 over Inter. Club Bruges 3-3 Athletic, even with Atletico Madrid, and Olympiacos loses 0-2 against Bayern Leverkusen.
I mean, obviously there's some shockers here.
Yeah,
I mean, Juventus getting smashed by Galatasaray 5-2. There's no accurate, just home and away 2 legs. That Benfica Real Madrid obviously very, very close. So is Monaco and PSG. You probably see PSG out of that, but 3-2.
I didn't think Monaco would have put that up.
Right. Dortmund against Atalanta. The first leg was at home. They should get through. We'll see. Newcastle absolutely should get through. Bodo Glimt 3, Inter 1. That's a shocker. Now, yes, it was away at Bodo Glimt, which is in like the Arctic Circle, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So you would think that Inter puts up a pretty good game on the reverse fixture, which would be next week, if I'm not mistaken. Club Bruges, Atletico. Yep, playing in Bruges, but still, they could have used a Colin Farrell and Ralph
Brendan Gleeson
in order to because they needed some help. 3-3. That one should be fun going back to Madrid for the second leg there, and then no shock there with the Bayern Leverkusen one. But some very, very, very interesting results so far.
Yeah. Real quick, to close the loop, the alleged offending Canadian's nickname is Double Trouble, which is in reference to him double touching the stone.
Was it Double Trouble? Was that hosted by Mark Summers? Does that sound familiar? Was that a show? Double Dare? That's what it was. That was the show. Oh, Double Dare.
Filmed right here in Orlando.
Yes, indeed.
I'm still staring at E.T. over there touching the stone. It's killing me. Killing me.
We got to blow the whistle.
Boom. And that gets us over to halftime. We now are at Ron's Beer News for all the news that's fit to drink. And we'll see if Ron's next Australian beer is fit to drink. I don't trust that can at all.
That's what we said when we saw it.
Never judge a can by its
Quadruple
cover.
X gold, baby.
It's just got 4 red X's in gold. It looks like, yeah, we'll see. Hey, man, you never know.
Yep. So, Castlemaine Brewing, which is Castlemaine Perkins Brewery in Milton, Brisbane, Australia, established in 1878, famous for the 4X beer. I think that's the claim to fame. Founded by brothers Edward and Nicholas Fitzgerald. The brewery is home to the Triple X. They pronounce, 4X.
Triple X, okay.
4X, which is how they pronounce it. First brewed in 1924 as a premium, long-lasting beer suitable for the Queensland climate. This is gonna be.
I can't wait.
I'm hopeful for this one. I feel like this is going to be a reverse of the last one.
We'll see. So the stats on the old 4X Gold on their website from 4x.com.au. Best matched with great mates and the Aussie sun. 4X Gold is big on taste. As soon as it hits your lips, you know exactly why it's a favorite of Aussies everywhere. Sessionable at 3.5%, 14 on the old IBUs at home. Hops are golden cluster. Malt is Australian malted barley, obviously. And it's available at your favorite retailers, gentlemen, like Liquorland.
You brought her you liquor.
Thought you'd enjoy that. Woolworths. Can you believe Australia still has Woolworths?
All I know is
they did in the first place.
I can't wait. I'm looking up stuff and I can't wait for you guys to try this.
Oh God.
I just sent you the can I wish you had. It's obviously a couple of years old, but I don't know if you can see that, Ron. I sent you the can. That would inspire less hope in my estimation.
That's a tall boy. That's a liter size.
That screams pour out.
That screams like grab me a Schlitz, please. Like,
that screams like you're gonna be bricks in the morning.
That's what the quadruple X is.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, me again. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Okay. Let's taste this or let's smell this one. That smells a little worse than the last one.
I can't wait.
Oh, it does.
That smells like. Oh,
I have found a review I love.
Blake, are you doing some homework?
Oh yeah, I am.
All right.
You can pour more. It's okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to give you the lion's share.
I don't need it. I'm driving.
Yeah, well, the old 3.8 percenters.
This cracks me up.
Okay.
I mean,
I took more on that one. You took more, I think, on the last one. So, oh God,
the view, color, clarity.
It looks like a beer.
So before you tell me you got to drink it, and I want to ask some questions based on the reviews I'm reading before you say what it tastes like.
Okay. Do we each give our review?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, no, don't say your review. Have a sip and let me ask a couple of questions.
Aussie.
Now, my quick research that I've done leads me to ask you
Stop.
This is a beer that can be drinkable if you keep it cold like they like to in Australia. Big if. Does that sound true? Let me follow up. Does that ring a bell at all, or yours is cold, so you don't really know?
I mean, Ferris's eye is twitching.
So let me see. Does this resonate with you? Here we go. Here we go. Pale color, moderate head, weak Swedish aroma, little taste at all, just a hint of boiled vegetables and faint bitterness.
That's good.
It's a little heavy on the carrot, I think.
I mean, when I tell you, that's Sigmund from Norway on Beer Advocate, but there are several people that use the boiled vegetables as a description.
I mean, they're not. I don't think it's wrong. I would say that
that's bad.
It's definitely the boiled vegetable water.
Yeah, it's definitely the worst one we've had out of the three.
These are so funny to read.
This is
this is a guy pours like a fresh Budweisel with a glowing yellow color, fluffy tight head and limited lacing, aroma of sulfur and chalky malts. I rated the taste a bit higher due to the thicker than usual mouthfeel. This is your usual macro lager. If you're in the land of pleasant casks, pass this one very quickly. Very unfortunate for me that I happened to be in the UK during this trip. This was my first non-finisher of a beer because it's technically a affiliated UK beer. These are not good reviews.
Yeah, it's not a good beer.
The hops have a presence, but most of it was washed away by the water that dominates the finish. That's great.
This tastes like, when you put all, when you're home brewing, you put all the ingredients like in a bag.
Yeah.
Right. So that you don't have to strain it all out. And because we're not an industrial brewing, complex, we don't have all the different sifters and different tanks and pumps and all that. So typically you put that, you put it in, you put all the ingredients in a bag, right? This beer tastes like we emptied that bag, wrung it out, rinsed it, and then drank that water.
I understand that description.
I just asked Google AI, can you write me a quick review of Quadruple X Golden Beer, referencing terms like golden crap, soggy veggies, hop deficient, bottom shelf of the cooler. Here's what Google AI gave me. Appearance. Pours a pale, watery yellow that is less sunshine in a glass and more like a golden crap. Aroma. Instead of crisp malt, the noise is dominant by notes of soggy veggies and wet cereal. Flavor. This brew is aggressively hop deficient, offering almost no bitterness or character beyond a metallic, thin aftertaste. Overall, it rightly belongs on the bottom shelf of the cooler, best reserved for when the only other option is literally dehydration.
I slightly disagree with the bitterness because it's super bitter right off the top, and then it turns into that kind of watery. But it's not good. I wonder if they just gave us all crappy beers to see what we would say. We would come back and be like, these are great. But at least this beer doesn't taste like Bolivian antiseptic, which is probably the second worst beer I've ever had in my life. That's the one I told you guys. You open the can and it smells like, or it tastes like a Band-Aid smells when you open the Band-Aid.
Yeah. Ron,
this is a close second.
This is not far. Yeah, this is
brilliant. This has made my day. I needed that. Well, on that note, what's your beer news?
God.
I mean, does it matter?
Who the hell cares?
Beer news. We'll go quick because we're running over. Gentlemen, UK beer giant Brewdog is in some serious trouble.
I saw something about this. Yeah.
With a massive restructure, change of leadership, a consolidation effort, possible sale. Those folks are in some trouble. So Brewdog is massive, or used to be massive, coming out of Scotland. They were kind of
we've talked about them on the pod. We talked about them on the pod.
They're kind of the original Dogfish Head.
We've had them on we've definitely had them on the beers. Yeah.
They're kind of the original Dogfish Head, right? Where they hit earlier than Dogfish Head did. They were trying super fun, different things. They were expanding at such a great rate. They had, bars and restaurants all over the place. I flew into Frankfurt, Germany on my way to Spain, and there was a massive Brewdog restaurant in one whole section of the airport, which was fabulous. But it's just not working out. So the ownership has brought in consultants to explore a sale and a partial breakup of the business, which could include divesting parts like its breweries, bars, and different brands. Hasn't finalized anything yet, but a lot of the smaller equity crowdfunded investors are probably not going to see much of a return. They're trying to focus on the core beer over spirits. So they've completely stopped producing spirits at their Scottish distillery so that they can focus on the beer. And that kind of signals, that the not core labels and core products are, not paying off for them. They are still releasing new products like functional and health-oriented alcohol-free beers, which shows they're trying to stay relevant, on the in the market and on the shelves. But obviously, that doesn't seem to be panning out. Leadership turnover and brand repositioning. There's been a series of leadership changes, including the co-founders stepping away from the day-to-day roles that they were in, and the new management trying to shift the narrative back to beer quality as opposed to all of the other things that were going on. So they're wrestling with financial stress, brand fatigue, strategic identity issues. So this is going to be a, kind of a tough road for them.
Yeah, for a very well-known world brewery there.
Yeah. So at their peak or near peak in the early 2020s, 100 bars and venues worldwide. They grew their network past 100 locations globally in the UK, US, Europe, Australia, and Asia. They had planned expansion by targeting a total of 300 bars by 2030. That was part of the published business plan. Their peak bar counts were commonly cited in the 100 to 150 range, including mainstream cities like Las Vegas and New York and Paris and all that kind of stuff. Their sales, their annual revenue was in the mid 2020s was about 350 million. The company reported revenues in this range shortly before the recent contractions and, all the craziness that happened post COVID. They brewed over 1.6 million hectoliters of beer in 2023 alone. Retail presence was in 50 plus countries, and at one point, BrewDog was reportedly selling beer in 60 countries and had exported millions of bottles.
It's just a fast turnaround for them.
Yeah, so if you got BrewDog beers you like, you may want to go stockpile a few of those, because who knows? Like Punk IPA was one of their flagships. Elvis Juice was the grapefruit IPA. They have a Hazy Jane, the Dead Pony Club, Jet Blackheart, and Lost Lager were some of their bigger offerings. So another giant seemingly hitting the skids.
Yeah, sad.
In this crazy new beer world that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly less devoid of beer.
Yeah, slightly less devoid of beer, but with a infrastructure problem across the industry, from, the cost of materials and getting those materials. And then also at the same time, the double whammy of consumer choice is changing, right? To the lower session beers, or the lower ABV beers and session beers, the healthier beers. Those two things happening at the same time make it really hard for any of the breweries to pivot and, kind of stay relevant in the industry with as quickly as the consumer taste changes.
Pivot!
And that's all the news that is fit to drink today.
All right, Ferris, bring us home for not La Ligas, but the MLS soccer, Major League Soccer.com news.
Well, thank you, Blake. All right. We won't do a full preview because there's 30 teams now, and that's just a lot. We don't got that kind of time. It's a long season. So we'll go over a couple headlines here, some key signings, and look ahead at the weekend of matches. All right. I think we talked about it a few pods ago, but everybody remember that all in the offseason, the MLS aligned with the calendar.
Yes.
To kind of align with
Blake's idea for American soccer trademark, by the way.
Blake, yes, congrats. And that's going to begin. We're talking about it a little bit earlier, but that's going to begin in the summer of 2027. So It is next year. I think Blake said it earlier. Maybe you said it earlier. I don't remember.
We have this season, which is tighter, but the same amount. And then we have a short season.
Mm-hmm.
Then we start the 20, or not even a season. They're calling it like something. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's going to begin in 2027 and adopt summer to spring season format, marking the first yada, yada, yada. Big development in conjunction with transition will introduce a new regular season format that blends elements of the global game with North American sports traditions. Most basketball, hockey, NFL kind of run start in August or September, October, and then run until May, some until February, so on and so forth. The league will also review potential adjustments to the Audi MLS Cup playoffs format as part of an ongoing evaluation process, but that has not been finalized yet. Blah, 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 blah. Yep. So it's one of the, Don Garber saying the calendar shift is one of the most important decisions in our history. Many years down the road, but yep. So before the calendar change, MLS will stage a transition season from February to May of 2027, featuring 14-game regular season playoffs and MLS Cup. So a very, very shortened season with only 14 games. This will determine 2027 qualification for the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, Canadian Championship Leagues Cup, and CONCACAF Champions League. So that will be the transition season, which is next year. Right. Another news thing that I don't have on here, but I just remembered, MLS, if you have an MLS season ticket now, you know how we used to get the MLS package with Apple TV for free? No more. MLS, if you have an Apple TV subscription, you will automatically get all the content for the MLS, which is kind of cool for everybody out there that has an Apple TV subscription, but also for us, we now get a free Apple TV subscription in general.
Right.
After this change.
Oh, wow.
So our Apple TV Plus is free for the season.
Yeah, so no longer behind a second paywall.
Correct.
Yeah. I can watch again. I just couldn't. I don't know. I was bothered by doing why am I paying for this again? I pay for Paramount Plus. I don't pay extra for the soccer. I don't know. That was annoying.
If you missed this in the offseason, guess who became the head coach of the New York Red Bulls, gentlemen?
Me.
I know.
Michael Bradley. Guess who we'll see here this Saturday? Michael Bradley.
Flipping Bradley.
Red Bulls. But wow, what a kind of a steep climb for him. He was coaching the Red Bulls 2 and took them to win all of Red Bulls 2, the MLS Next Pro Cup title. So in the off season, they're like, you're doing a heck of a job. Why don't you become head coach of the big boys in New York Red Bulls? Pretty cool.
Going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, going to be very, very, very interesting to watch. If you remember, he played, he played a little bit for New Jersey Metro Stars.
Toronto.
Yep.
He's big in
Toronto.
They won the league with him.
Yep.
In the midfield.
Obviously has a dad, Bob Bradley.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, right. Some pedigree there, and it's kind of weird as we're seeing, players now become head coaches. So that was some big news. And then you can head over to MLSsoccer.com, kind of give you their 10 biggest stories and that sort of thing. A lot of it revolves around Inter Miami's kind of reload of players there, where Canadian goalkeeper Dwayne St. Clair from Minnesota has come in. And then just up the road where we're at, another Canadian goalkeeper came in. Can't remember his name off of it, but I'll get there soon.
We'll do it when we get do the preview.
Yeah. Maxim Crepeau. Yeah, Crepeau. The two Canadian goalkeepers. They also signed Sergio Reguilon, and then Taddy Aldi, who
doing okay over there?
Yeah, no, I just kind of had like a.
Did you have a little chocolate?
Yeah, right. That's it.
That was all for us. That was all for us.
Yes. Ricky Pugh is unfortunately going to be out for the entire this year as well. So 2 years running he's to be out because of more ACL stuff. So very sad. And yeah, just a whole host. So you can head over there and look at some of those big new news stories. We go over to kind of some of the key signings. There was a lot of signings that have occurred in the MLS. You can go over to the MLS soccer site, and it says all transfers. Go through all your teams, all of that. Here
lots of teams cleaning house.
A lot of teams kind of doing some big changes. Yeah. Here in Orlando, we pretty much are like the Brazilian national team, right. Of young. We brought in a forward, Thiago, a midfielder, Luis Otavio, and Brian Ojeda from Real Salt Lake, which is kind of a big signing in midfield. And then obviously Maxime Crepeau was a free agent signing as a goalkeeper. And Iago Theodore from Flamengo. So some in and outs for Orlando City, but
you know what we Facundo Torres is the gift that keeps on giving, because he was sold from Palmeiras to Austin FC,
or he was sold to Palmeiras, and then Palmeiras sold it to
right. And we had a sell on portion of the contract, so we got something like 15% of the sale revenue because Palmeiras sold them to Austin FC
for a reported $9.5 million fee. So take a good chunk and change. Yeah. So that Facundo is back in the MLS playing for Austin. So clearly he likes warm weather.
And he's just a great player.
Yeah.
So
it'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see how he kind of integrates, because Austin didn't do that hot last year, and didn't if I remember correctly, didn't make the playoffs at all, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be interesting. Another really interesting signing that I don't know if we talked about it on this pod or not, but Timo Werner.
Oh, yeah.
He signed a
San
deal.
Jose, right?
Yeah, he signed a deal with San Jose as a designated player on a 2-year permanent deal until June 2028.
Did they fund that with Tam Jam?
Tam. They discovered him.
I want to know who had Timo Werner's discovery rights. This is the best.
Yes. Yeah. And sorry, I am mistaken. Austin did make the playoffs last year in the West. So it'll be interesting to see how Facundo goes in there. But yeah, Timo Werner with San Jose. If you remember, what's his name? Bruce Arenas down there in San Jose, and their head coach. So
the New York Red Bulls had Timo Werner's discovery rights.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, yeah, because he was part of the RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting to see what Bruce Arena can get out of him.
They got 50,000 jam for it.
Love a good jam, Tam. He's only 29. So, yeah, they paid 50,000 in discovery rights for him. Did you say that already? Sorry.
I did.
You did, sorry. But no, it's exciting signing for them. They're used to having number 9s. Chris Wondolowski, obviously with them for years and years and years. It's kind of a different striker. But so far he's tallied 153 goals and 86 assists and 449 professional appearances, debuting for his boyhood club Stuttgart in 2013, and then later featured for RB Leipzig, played in Chelsea for a little bit, Tottenham for most recently here. So
I hope it works out.
Interesting move.
He's never been able to find the rhythm. He was pretty good in Leipzig, but once he moved out of Leipzig, it was really hard for him to find a rhythm, and I hope it works out here for him.
Yeah, and quickly another kind of big signing we talked about last pod, I believe, but James Rodriguez signed with Minnesota United, the Colombian national team captain, signed with them through June of 2026. It takes them up to the World Cup, and then the club have an option to extend that through the remainder of the season, which would end in December. So he does occupy an international spot for them. So that'd be very interesting to see how he kind of kicks on and off, as it's kind of a 3-month sprint there before he breaks for the World Cup.
Just to get him playing time before.
Yeah, I think he wants to get playing time. I think the club's okay with bringing him in for those purposes. depending on how he's feeling, I think they leave it to a very open ended on whether or not they want to extend him just until the end of the season. If he's integrated well with the team, if he's scoring goals, if he's doing those sort of thing, plays well at the World Cup and gets into the Colombia squad, which you could presume that he will, then I can see that being extended. I think he's a shout for, if he plays the entire season, a good shout for an MVP candidate, in my opinion. Because Minnesota is a pretty darn good team. They went fairly far in the playoffs last season. And then one that I didn't know happened, but a Canadian international midfielder, Stefan Eustaquio, I don't know if I'm saying that right, signed with LAFC. So they kind of bolstered their midfield as they got him from FC Porto over in Portugal. With Denny Bouanga there, with Hunmin Sonyer, to get some midfield presence, who's been a key for Canada and will be a key for Canada in the World Cup coming up. That's a pretty good signing for them. Not a surprise where he went, because they usually bring in some very, very good players. But that was one that kind of, for me, went under the radar. And yes, it only happened a week or two ago, but I didn't see that come across. And I think that's a sneaky good signing, because he is a very good midfielder. All right. Again, head over to MLS soccer. Type that in and see how many times you can type it into your browser and see where it goes. Going to the matches coming up this week, and a whole host of them. As we said, Ron and I will be in attendance for Orlando City, their home opener against New York Red Bulls. They seem to always play a New York team on our home openers here. We'll get to see Bob Bradley. No, not Bob. Michael Bradley behind the bench there. You also have the early game at 2:30 at St. Louis City taking on Charlotte. A little bit later than that, you have FC Cincinnati taking on Atlanta United. DC United, who's kind of revamped there. They got a new head coach, a new GM, a whole kind of different revamp there. They take on a Philadelphia Union team who in itself has changed quite a lot this offseason. That kicks off the 7:30 along with Orlando City Red Bulls. Vancouver Whitecaps take on Real Salt Lake. Austin FC and Minnesota United, 8:30. I don't want to get home and watch the second half of that one, because that should be fun. You might see Vicunda's debut against James Rodriguez. Tasty. Other 8:30 matches, you got FC Dallas and Toronto FC, Houston Dynamo, Chicago Fire FC. Chicago Fire are going to be interesting to me. Had a pretty good season last year. Not the Bradleys, who's Berhalter is the coach there for Chicago, to see kind of how they go on with the second year with him, how they progress. But I think they're going to be a sneaky team this year. Nashville SC will take on New England. Los Angeles take on Inter Miami. That should be a really interesting one at 9:30. There is question on whether or not, guess who will play?
He's not in Orlando. He'll play.
Well, he may not play, which means we play them second game. So if he doesn't play this one, he's certainly not coming here.
Yep.
God, oh my. Anyways, did they retool? They got Sergio Reguilon and yada yada yada. Whatever. Who cares?
Chopper's still there?
Yeah, he's still there. Yep. Chopper's still there. What's his?
Was it Busquets who retired?
Busquets and Alba. They gone. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Late night games, 10:30. Portland and Columbus should be a fun one. San Diego and Montreal, and then San Jose and Sporting. That should be another fun one. Might see Timo Werner's debut there. Then on Sunday, you have the LA Galaxy and New York City FC, and then Seattle Sounders and Colorado Rapids. This would be a nice kind of Sunday closer of the opening weekend in the MLS. It is back.
The schedule is way different this year than it was last year.
How so?
Much more midweek games.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're trying to get all the games in before the World Cup type of thing. Yeah.
So, Apple had the reins on all the game. There was an early game on Saturday, and then all the other games. Very rarely were there Sunday games.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's going to come kind of thick and fast because, as you said, it's a World Cup year.
Again, you can head over to the actual site is mlssoccer.com.
.soccer.com.
/soccer.
/gam.
/gam.
Gams.
/gam. /allocated money
.aspx.
.jpg.
Well, gentlemen, does that bring us to our end?
Sure.
Well, let's wrap this up. Let's see you get ready to take your final swigs of those delicious beers.
That's the last one.
You had the Castle Maine. What did you guys have?
The first one we had started the pod on the Toohey Brothers new refreshing Aussie lager.
Better than,
which was probably the beer of the evening. Then 4X Gold, the full flavored Australian lager.
If you say so.
What the?
I would say full and flavored do not belong on the can.
Nope. Nope. Sure doesn't. Yep. What'd you have, Blake?
I had the Augustiner Edelstoff, delicious, but I realized something must have been on the outside of it when I poured it because I just tried to pick it up off my desk and it stuck. So I've got to do some cleaning of my desk after this, and I can't really touch my computer. I will see how I got this all cut off. Ferris, do you have a Zlatan quote for us?
I do. Well, to do the book and then stop. Would you allow me a secondary or the first a dad joke as well?
Oh, heck yeah!
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, we both probably have good ones then.
Okay. All right. Let's do the book first.
I don't have a dad joke. I have a pickup line. I'm bringing that back.
Okay.
So yeah. Stop.
Oh, a page with nothing on it. Let's see here. These are all various.
Are these problematic?
These are all tweets that had the hashtag Dare to Zlatan. I don't. At AAL410. Zlatan's favorite stadium is the one with grass and 2 goals. Every stadium is potential stage. Hashtag Dare to Zlatan.
It's terrible. I love it.
Well done there. At AAL, whatever.
Do you want me to wrap us up before we get to your dad joke?
Swedish inspired, right? And as the U.S. just beat Sweden today,
in overtime.
In overtime in the hockey. It has nothing to do with that, but dad jokes on the old X tweeted out, breaking. The CEO of IKEA has been elected Prime Minister of Sweden. He should have his cabinet together by the end of the weekend.
That's a good one. As always, follow us The Beautiful Game. Leave us a rating review on your favorite podcast catcher, as well as tell your friends and family about us. Follow us on the Untapped for all the beer news. And I will end this with this, gentlemen. We did not talk about this today because we stuck with all leagues sort of outside of. We didn't go into the actual Premier League itself. But I wanted to bring back in honor of today's Wolves and Arsenal match.
Oh yeah,
I wanted to bring in a dad. I wanted to bring in a back something I tried a few episodes ago, which is pickup lines. You gents ready for this?
And Tottenham got himself a coach.
Oh, Tottenham did get a coach.
Igor, and then the old Wolves coach did actually sign on with
that's right.
Nottingham. He becomes the 5th manager for them this season.
Spurs got a coach that keeps getting canned.
Igor Tutor or something.
So yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it in the next pod. But put it on today's Arsenal and Wolves match. Here's your pickup line of the day. Hey baby, I'll treat you like Arsenal. I'll stay on top the whole time, but I'll let you finish first. Come on, that's good.
I mean, they ended up giving up a lead and drew 2-2 today, so I don't know. Okay. Well, do you get anything else?
What do you mean you don't get it? That's the point. That's the point of the joke.
Yeah, but do you think Arsenal are going to finish first?
No.
You obviously didn't hear it.
You did not get the joke. Arsenal. Hey, baby, I'll treat you like Arsenal. I'll stay on top the whole time, but let you finish first.
I thought you said from Wolves too. Sorry.
You know the joke's good when you gotta explain it.
Yeah, I thought it was reversed. Amazing.
Like looking at your face and looking at Ron's.
I was like trying to figure
brilliant.
it all out. Yep.
Did you eat chocolate today?
I did have chocolate today. I had some really not good beers. So maybe
Oh,
that's
man.
playing into it.
Yeah, you got some Castlemaine
Yep.
quadruple X in your head.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Love the beer. Cherish the game. The Brutiful game. Ooh.
What the